Hello everybody, this is Juntas. Today we are going to be taking a look at Davinci Resolve 14. This is just gonna be, a quick little video for the video editing software that I chose to stay with. So 12.5 was decent, but 14 blew me away. This is a major update and it has gotten so much better. One of the biggest complaints, or at least problems I had with 12.5, they're still free by the way, it's still for free, the 14 version, is that it lagged out so much. And I'm just gonna, do a little quick overview here. You can see all the specs of my computer, etc. Not really interesting, but you can mainly see that the GTX 970 and the Intel Core i4 4190, nothing great these days. I know I could definitely jump on like a X299 platform, or maybe consider some Ryzen stuff or something like that, but it was always lagging out and I was never able to scrub through timelines and just have a look at this shit here. It doesn't lag at all. It's amazing, and I can just make Davinci Resolve full screen, and I can even do the slider. No lag. I am not sure how they did that. It's absolutely amazing. I have never seen a software update being this good. It's ridiculously optimized, and here I want to say another thing, it was just very poorly optimized before. That's probably the thing I'm gonna guess on, because honestly this update here, it made me pause for a minute and think, did somebody break into my house and upgrade my computer while I was away? Like, what the hell? Seriously, I almost had to look up my specs just to be sure there wasn't something going on, because when patch games, updates, whatever, you hear, oh, I got all my stuttering fixed in Diablo 3 or whatever people are talking about. I have never experienced anything like that in a patch update for a game, a software that I use, whatever. I have never seen such increases. This, however, was a major update in terms of efficiency from the moment I started using it. So with that kind of talk out of the way, I just want to quickly talk a little about Davinci Resolve. So there are so many out there. One video I do suggest, kind of just a quick shout out, not that he really needs it, but I like this dude here. He's totally calm, he's very relaxing to listen to, like the dude knows his shit. Explaining computers.com. It's a YouTuber who also an author and etc. Smart guy, but he made a video recently where he actually goes through some a big list of free video editing software that you can use nowadays for free. And here also comes a little thing. A lot of people are gonna complain about these programs that they're freeware. Freeware is basically software that is free but locked behind a paywall for getting all the features. And the cool thing with Davinci Resolve is that while yes, there are definitely many things that I cannot do without paying for it, the free version alone is very good for what it is, and it even supports 4K video now, which I believe the 12.5 version did not. So already there, it's extremely good for free. Free software. You get what you pay for, but this is definitely up there with some of the better choices I have ever seen for free stuff. So I suppose I could go into something like the media pool. So you got your standard media pool where you can see all the clips that you have imported. They also changed some things here with the sound settings. You get like a way to kind of get sound information as you scrub through the clips, and you can scrub through the clips really easy with the icons. You can also make the icons really big if you wanted to do that. So before you import them down to here, you can kind of scrub through them to make sure that that clip is actually worthwhile using, etc. That's not much else to say in the media pool. Like, it's very easy. You can just make your, you can make bins if you wanted to do that. You can import media straight from the folder you want to use, whatever, it doesn't really matter. very simple, and if you've ever been on a media page before, you kind of know what that is. Now the edit page here, I would also say that if you're familiar with most video editing software, it's pretty straightforward. What could I perhaps mention that's just a little bit fun? Well, we have all the video transitions, so in my case I put on like an Davinci Resolve always at the start and end the videos. I think that looks cool with the, you know, the black faded yeah, kind of look. That's always good for me at least. But yeah, what else? The audio transitions, that might be a cool thing as well. Just if you want to have a, you know, slower clip going on with the sound and everything, that's a cool little thing. Then we have the text, scroll text, etc. You know, you can basically just make your own text, and like there's many ways to kind of add it. The cool thing they added now in 12.14 even is that you can kind of just you know, do some inserts, override, replace, filter, fit to fill and stuff like that. That's kind of cool enough. So like, for instance, I could say place on top. Yeah, now it's on top of the clip that I put in, you know. So that's a cool little thing they added. Generators, I don't really use it that much. It's kind of like a more advanced thing. It's for kinder, you know, gradients and stuff like that. Then the open effects, that's pretty much paid. All of this is pretty much paid stuff. I suppose I could perhaps do something like box blur, which is free. You know, if you want to blur out something on the screen, you can easily do that. So we can perhaps just do a quick edit here, and I could perhaps say that this part I want to blur out, so I could just take the eraser tool. There you go, and there we go. So you can just do it like on this clip here only. Should work. So that's pretty much how you blur out a screen if you wanted to do that. Like it's very simple with transitions and these filters and so forth. Very easy to work with. So yeah, I can only recommend you kind of fiddle around with this if you're interested. I should perhaps tell a little bit about jump cutting, because I talk about it a lot actually with my dad. Funny enough, he also does some YouTube content here and there just for his hobbies. But yeah, if you wanna say jump cut, so say you don't want this part here, you know, with the bear, you're walking back and forth now in this case, I would just cut this out, completely remove the clip, and I could just say cut, and it's gone. So now I just have to drag the two together, and boom, that's kind of how I do cuts. Another thing you can also do, you could also just drag it. So in this case it would be like this. It's another way to kind of do it if you prefer that as well. You can also perhaps go at the end of a clip, so you can do like this. Very straightforward. There is another video editing software which jump cuts really easy, which my dad ended up sticking to. I kind of like that feature because this is really slow to work with, in case you need to do a lot of jump cuts, which is obviously very, you know, needed if you want to try to cut down a certain part of a video. If you're doing like an, you know, maybe not a gameplay per se, but yeah, you know what I mean. Jump cuts. The color grading, that is always what Davinci Resolve has been known for. This is like straight out Hollywood high tier level color grading. You know, this is insanity. It's not something I'm ever gonna get good at, probably. I actually did use it in a recent video. So I did manage to make it work now. I just had to filter some things out here. You kind of have to turn them on and out. Yeah, I'm still kind of learning this part here, but you can see now that the you know, the thing happened. It's kind of a fun thing to tool around with. This is obviously also pretty good for, you know, people who are shooting out in actual light, you know, in actual rooms with different kind of light variations going on, such as filming with even natural lights and so forth.
Hello everybody.
But yeah, it's kind of a fun thing if you kind of want to mess around with that. But yeah, it's definitely a bit more advanced than I'm probably gonna use for my own needs. But it's so cool that a free software like this has these things for. So Fairlight was added to the Davinci Resolve 14, and it's basically just audio editing. So you can do all sorts of things with this. You could perhaps have different timelines of audio, and one could be louder than the other one, and you can kind of mix and match it really perfectly, and everything is just synced up, and everything works brilliantly with this tool here. There's so many things in the mixer and so forth. I am not really sure if I would pretty much use these, but I can definitely see people who are more serious about the audio would definitely want to try to get it really good, because there's probably better software out there like Audacity and whatnot, but I quite enjoy having everything centered in a single software. So it's a cool they actually added this Fairlight tab. Yeah, there's also the inspector, which would probably the one that I would use the most. Now I changed the volume, which you could also just do down here by clicking on the audio track itself. But that's basically just how to increase volume. This is very good for, say, having imported a music layer, and then having your normal audio layer, which is from your microphone and so forth. You don't want to have the music being louder than your own voice or the gameplay. And then finally, we're going to just quickly go over the deliver. Very simple. For settings, I always just want to go with, everyone just go with this H.264 format or codec. It works really well with YouTube. It renders fast, it uploads fast. YouTube likes it. I guess that's why we all kind of stick with this codec. 1080p, 60 frames, that's what I always go with. Now, for my computer, my specific computer, I render about 1 minute of actual video in about 2 or 3 minutes, if that makes sense. So say I did a 10-minute long video, it would take at least half an hour to render. That's about the speed that I'm getting with my own hardware, which is not very good. I kind of just wanted to mention that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's definitely more that I could perhaps cover. It could be fun to maybe just kind of do a video from scratch. That's definitely an option as well. Could perhaps just mention a few things in the video here at the end. I do like to use zoom in effects, because the resolution in Diablo 2 is rather crap when you watch it on the screen, so I like to just kind of do zoom in effects. I also like to do a lot of these text edits and whatnot. What else could I perhaps mention? Oh yeah, I should actually mention one thing which probably a lot of people are actually wondering about. You see these black bars down at the video edge here. It looks really tacky and it looks really bad. You can actually see right here there is a gray line. And what is that gray line? That's basically OBS or whatever I had opened. It's because I played Diablo 2 in Windows mode, which also means that I get it in a wide resolution and it makes the color, people actually commented about this before on my channel, where they think the Diablo 2 game, how I record it looks really ugly. It looks very stretched, and I agree, but I just don't really like having that 8x600 resolution going on, and then having to do some sort of graphic at the the side, which a lot of other YouTubers do, like Xtimus, like they make it look cool with custom graphics and having a webcam, etc. It fills up the blank space, but I just like recording in the Windows Smooth It mode. But the problem is that I don't want to always show what programs I have opened. Like, there's no need for you to see that I have Megadeth, Devil's Iceland, or Top 7 free video editors open when I'm doing an OBS record. Like, there's no need for you to always know that. So yeah, just kind of wanted to mention that. So people are probably wondering what is these stupid black bars in my videos every time I upload. But yeah, this video probably got a bit too long now, but I kind of just wanted to do a talk now for the Davinci Resolve 14. Again, it's highly recommended. I also again want to do a shout out again for this top 7 free video editor. It was a pretty good roundup. I liked it. He also talked about the Davinci Resolve. He actually did recommend using that as well. So that's cool. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.